Three, two, one. Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? MonroeMann here, coming to you live and direct from YouTube Live. And yesterday, we did an experiment by doing a YouTube live stream while I was sleeping, just looking at this board here that said this. You can see right here. Boom. Sorry. Here. Knowledge and not doing equals not knowing at all. Knowledge and not doing is the same thing as not knowing at all. What's up, little sugar? Good to see you in the house. Thanks for clicking like. Thanks for joining the stream. Today we're doing a little bit of motivation, some philosophy, some psychology. The idea that, look around. Look at all these books that I have. I got tons of books. Wherever I go, I've got books. Okay? And what do all these books mean? These books mean that I have incredible knowledge here. And books mean that I have incredible knowledge here, but I don't have power unless I use that knowledge. Right? If you have knowledge and you know that you're supposed to do something, you're supposed to do something with that knowledge, but you don't do it, that was a huge waste of all of that time and energy learning something. Little Sugar says, I missed your all-day stream. No, I didn't do my all-day stream yet. Well, I did a new stream last night while I was sleeping. I did a whole 8.5-hour stream with that little message on there. Knowing and not doing is the same as not knowing at all. Think about what that means. People always say knowledge is power, but maybe you've also heard that expression, knowledge is not power, it's use of knowledge that is power. And that's basically what that was saying is, so many people know, but they don't do. There's no point in spending all your time learning what to do if you don't actually go ahead and do it and do something with it. No, the all-day stream, Little Sugar, is happening on Wednesday. So in about 2 days, 3 days from now. I'm wondering how many times in your life you knew something and you knew that you needed to do something, but you didn't do it. We had this live stream earlier where I talked about why I love America's Got Talent. And because it gives me such hope and gives me such joy thinking, Monroe, your dreams can come true too. Look at them. They're making their dreams come true. And I see someone who's 20 years older than me and their dreams coming true. And it reminds me, Monroe, you're still young. Monroe, there's a lot of opportunities still for you to go make things happen. And then somebody on the live stream said to me, well, yeah, but I have these big dreams to be a dancer, and I see these people dancing in IGT, and I know that's what I want to do too, but then I always chicken out and I never sign up for the dance classes. That's exactly the same thing that we're talking about here. She knows, she has knowledge that she wants to be up on stage dancing. She knows that she wants to be like these AGT performers. But, hey, BMX Kid, how are you? Good to see you. Hope you'll click like, subscribe, be a part of this motivational adventure. So this girl knows that she wants to be a successful dancer, but she doesn't take the dance classes. That's the same thing as not having the dream in the first place. If you have a dream and you do nothing to make it happen, it's the same thing as you don't have any dreams. Honestly, In some ways, it's worse because I think not having a dream at all would be the worst situation. But here's the truth. Ignorance is bliss. If you don't ban yourself, little sugar. You're my mod and I need your help. Ignorance is bliss. But the truth is, I think people who don't have dreams are in a worse situation than people who have dreams, but they're unfulfilled. And the people who have dreams and they're unfulfilled are in a much worse situation than people who at least try. And of course, the people who try and fail are in a worse position than those who succeed. But the people who try and fail in reaching their dreams are at least better than those who have none or at least don't even try. So, Delaware is saying hi. Delaware, I've been here forever. Can I get mod? I know what I'm doing. Give me a few days. I got to make sure I see you in many more live streams. Then maybe I can bring you as a mod. I have no problem with doing that, but it's a big role, and I got to make sure that I know 100%. So just keep showing up, showing that I can trust you. Show that you support the channel and support me. I don't want to make a mod and then the mod doesn't act like a mod here. And make sure you support me, support the channel. Remind me to like. Remind people to subscribe. Remind people to check out my other websites. All that stuff. And then we can revisit later on. So I'm glad you took a shower and in bed watching TV. By the way, little sugar, you got to do the same thing. You got to make sure that you're reminding people to click like and subscribe. And you have to remind people to visit my website, MonroeMann.com. You have to remind me to, you have to really help be the co-host of the lives. Maybe I take away your mod and I give it to Delaware if he does a better job than you. Anime Battle 2. Greetings from Florida. I'm in Florida, so I guess greetings from the same place that I am. I am down in Miami Beach in South Florida. And the sun has finally come out. For the last 4 days, it's been raining and overcast. It's weird. On some days, it's great to have the overcast because there's no heat, or the heat and humidity are much lower. But when the sun comes out, it's much more happy. So you got to take the good and the bad, right? And my little sugar is in Kansas. Excuse me. Again, still a little sick. E39 is in the house. Great to have you here. My health? I've been sick for about 5 days with a bad cold. I think it's getting better. I'm hoping tomorrow I'll finally start to feel better. But as of now, I still got my cold, still got to take my cough medicine. And thinking about that, using, like today's topic is knowing and not doing is the same thing as not knowing at all, right? So I know that I'm sick and I know that I should take some cough medicine, but if I don't take the cough medicine, it's the same thing as not knowing that I'm sick and I need to take cough medicine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to stand up and go to the kitchen and I'm going to go do. Because I know that I need to take some cough medicine and I'm going to do that and going to grab some cough medicine. Severe cold and flu. Thank you guys for double clicking on the screen. Double tap the screen. That'll give us a like. Trying to get up to at least 6 likes in the next 10 minutes. 6 likes. We're at 3 right now. So you're asking, how hot is it in Miami? E39 wants to know how hot it is. It's not as hot as it's going to be in July, or at least July now. It's not as hot as it's going to be later this month, and certainly August and beginning of September. That's when it gets super hot here. But right now it's okay. What is it? Maybe it's like 85, 88, 89. Sometimes in the 90s, like around 1 o'clock. And I got 2 air conditioners on in here right now, one in the bedroom and one in the living room, and they're just cooling down the whole apartment. And yeah, it's not bad. If I didn't have air conditioning, I could not survive living down here in South Florida, in Miami Beach. But with the air conditioning, as long as you stay inside generally from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m., you're okay. If you go outside during that time when the sun is out and there are no clouds, it is a scorcher. But what's fascinating is when you go into the shade, immediately it cools down. It's about 15 degrees cooler in the shade, or at least that's how it feels. So you can survive. Like if you can sit in the shade, as soon as the sun comes, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm melting. I'm melting. Hold on one second. I'll take a look at your chat messages. One moment. Okay. So, Criselda, great to see you here. That's not Billy Bob. My name is MonroeMann. You know that. Reached 51 Celsius in my city. That's pretty hot. E39, that's pretty hot. Anime wants to know about Israel, what will happen next. So, I generally support Israel. I think they have just as much, if not more, of a claim to that land as the Palestinians do. It's not like the Israelis, the Jews, were only there since World War II. They were there in ancient Egypt times. If you read the Bible and Moses and stuff, the Jews were always there. So I don't think, it's not an issue of who has more of a claim. I think the Palestinians need to release the hostages. That's not a very good way to show goodwill towards negotiations. So I'm hoping the rest of the hostages will get free. I hope Hamas stops attacking Israel. Israel usually does not attack indiscriminately, randomly in Palestine. It's usually Palestinians attacking Israel, and then Israel defends itself, and everyone gets mad at Israel. So it's kind of a little bit backwards. I hope that there can be peace, both the Palestinians and the Israelis. I know a lot of Palestinians live in Israel proper, Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. A lot of Muslims live there. A lot of Christians live there. So it is possible for these three different religious sects to live together. They just need to do it. And what's next is the war's going to continue, I think, until these hostages are released. Until the hostages get released, there is not going to be any ceasefire. And it doesn't matter what any country says. It doesn't matter what the United States says. It doesn't matter what Europe says. It doesn't matter what Egypt says. Whatever it is, okay, is the hostages need to get freed. So I don't. If the Palestinians really wanted to make peace and stop it, they need to let the innocent hostages go. That's my take on that. All right. We have, sorry I can't watch anymore. All right, no problem. Sugar, see you. Kitten Bobber, great to see you. Hello. You can stay long because you have 100% battery. Yeah, Evelyn, I'm still sick. It's not good. And I am hoping that things are going to get better. Tomorrow, I'm hoping it'll start to get better. Today it's been going in and out. You know when you get a cold and for about an hour suddenly you just feel horrible and then it passes and you feel okay. So right now I'm in one of those moods where I feel okay. And let's see. So again, I want you to think about a situation in your life where you know what you're supposed to do. You know, but you don't take action. You don't do something. Remember this quote, this thought for the day. The theme of this chat, this live stream, knowing and not doing is the same thing as not knowing at all. Right? And it's funny, there's a statistic that most people will go to a seminar and they'll watch the speaker and they will 100% agree with the speaker, right? And and they'll listen to what this seminar speaker has to say, and they will think, yeah, I want to do that. I want to improve my life. And then they leave and they do nothing to improve their life. That's the same thing, as I said, reading tons of books and doing nothing. Every time I read a book, I have a pen in my hand and I'm underlining and I'm putting in the margins, what am I going to do differently based on this? How am I going to think differently because of what I'm reading? How am I going to act differently because of what I am reading? Knowledge and not doing is the same as not knowing at all. Let me look at the chat. The civilians that were captured by Hamas they did nothing wrong. They were at a picnic, and Hamas raped a lot of these people, killed a lot of these people, murdered these people for no justification whatsoever. And I don't know why that they think they can do that, and that's going to help give them free. They slaughter people and they take hostages and then go, we want to be free. It doesn't work like that. I mean, it's to allow a free Palestinian state that's run by Hamas would be basically sanctioning a terrorist state. And maybe you don't agree with my opinion of things, but I mean, I'm an American. I'm a Iraq war veteran. I've worked with, fighting Iranian terrorists. So I don't want another Iranian-backed country in the world. That's not good for the world. That's not good for Israel. That's not good for the United States. And let's see, we got some different Kitten Bobbers asking about garlic breadsticks again. I've told you already, it depends on the day. What do you mean, Evelyn, being in a school lockdown? What do you mean by that? Anime's asking, what will happen if I move to Russia, to the Chechen Republic? Is it dangerous? I don't think Russia is really dangerous. I mean, I used to live in China twice, and people say, oh my gosh, you lived in China, that's crazy. No, I think China's a great place to live. And I've been to China before. This was back in 1998, but I know a lot of people who live in Russia now, and it's not overtly dangerous. If you work to the Chechen Republic, maybe that's a little bit more. It's similar to maybe like moving to Israel. By and large, it's a very safe place, but every once in a while there might be some type of military skirmish. And the question is, why would you move to Russia? Why moving to the Chechen Republic? What's your job? What's your purpose? Because that's certainly going to make a difference. If you're going to Russia and the Chechen Republic as a spy, that's a problem. But if you're going there to study or go to school or to just go to a job or start a business, I think you're just a regular civilian and it shouldn't be a problem. But not knowing what's happening. Levlin, I have no idea what you're talking about. What lockdown are you talking about? D. Davis is back again. How are you? Good to see you, D. All right, I already answered that, Kitten Bobber, so you're getting put in a timeout for 1 minute. Anime needs to go there on business. Yeah, if you need to go there on business, I think you should be okay. If you are concerned about your safety, right? You can always hire a private security firm and in fact, depending on where you're coming from, I mean, if you're an American and you're going to Russia, your dollar will go pretty far. Same Chechen Republic. Hire a private security firm to act as your bodyguard and take you wherever you need to go if you feel uncomfortable. I don't think Russia has changed much since 1998 when I was there. When I was there, I felt completely safe. I was walking around the streets of Moscow by myself as a 20-year-old at 2 a.m. in the morning, and everything was fine. So I think if you're there on business and you stick to what you're supposed to be doing, I think you should be fine. I would say maybe if you need a private security, I don't know much about Chechen Republic. I've been to Moscow. I've been to St. Petersburg. If you're in those major cities, I don't think there's a problem. Chechen Republic, maybe you should either hire a private security firm or ask a security firm there, what is the current situation in the Chechen Republic? We have another channel I do for my private investigation firm, Intertect Global. If you search for Intertect Global, INTERTECT, Intertect Global on YouTube, and leave a comment on one of the short videos that my associate Federico has been posting. We'll do some research, and then maybe we can do a short film, a short 60-second, about the security situation in Chechen Republic. Maybe that would be helpful for you. But just please leave a comment on Intertech Global short, and let them know, hey, I'm Monroe told me to leave a comment here. I'm going to Chechen Republic, Russia. Can you give us a security briefing? And we'll be happy to do that for you. Okay. And that's very interesting, based on, what's up, Funsky? Good to see you. Our topic today is knowledge and not doing is the same as not knowing at all. So once you know the security situation in Russia and Chechnya, and you don't take necessary precautions based on that information, that's the same thing as if you didn't have that information to begin with. So I'm just trying to tie everything that we're talking about in the chat into what our topic of the day is, which is just that. Knowledge doesn't help you. Knowledge is not powerful. It's use of knowledge that is powerful. So many of us know stuff and we do nothing. So many people read books. There's a great book that I love to read. Let me see if I have it right here. No, I usually, oh yeah, here, right here. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Right? And that is an amazing, amazing book. And people tell me all the time, oh my gosh, I love that book, I've read it. And I say, tell me the two most important lessons you got from that book. And most of them go, I don't know, it's about being good with money. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this person read this book and knows nothing. Let alone not doing anything. They can't do anything with that knowledge because they learned nothing from reading the book. I'll tell you the two lessons that I got from reading that book. Never say I can't afford it. You always have to say, how can I afford it? And number two, do not measure your wealth in how much money you have. You measure your wealth based on how long you can survive if you lost all of your income. Wealth is measured in time. And I'm going to do a live stream later about the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Kiyosaki doesn't talk about it. It's my own philosophy. Because wealth is one thing. Being rich is a completely other thing. And people think that they're the same. Like, oh, he's rich or he's wealthy. Those are two completely different people with two completely different financial statements and and profit and loss statements. We'll talk about that on another live stream. Anyway, I hope that helps you, Anime Battle. By the way, guys, I hope you'll click like. Please subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell for all notifications. My name is MonroeMann. A little bit about me: PhD in psychology, MBA in finance, Iraq war veteran, Bronze Star nominee, one-time TEDx speaker, soon to be two-time TEDx speaker in August. I'll be speaking in Philadelphia. I'm a licensed skydiver. I am an actor, singer, comedian, writer, all that stuff, and I incorporate all this stuff. I'm a lawyer as well. So we talk about all different things on my live streams to help make your life a little bit better. Funsky's here. Bill Nye, the American Spy. That's funny, Kitten Bobber. Bill Nye, the American Spy. Batman's in the house. Rate butter chicken. Well, if the butter chicken is not cooked, it's really disgusting, and I would not recommend you eat it. But if that buttered chicken has been roasted in the oven, yum, 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 that tastes pretty good. Let's see, 1 chippy, 2 chippy, 3 chippy, 4, 5 chippy, 6 chippy, 7 chippy more, 8 chippy, 9 chippy. We don't need any more. Love it, Evelyn. You got the right amount of chipmunks in the chat. Very good job. Chippies. That's right. Those lovely chippies. Is there any situation where any of you either learned something but then didn't do anything with it? Or you learned something and you actually did do something with it? In other words, have you put use of knowledge? Have you put knowledge into action? Or is there a time when you had knowledge and you didn't put into action? Because we can learn from either situation. In my life, I've had both of those situations. I've had situations where I've got a lot of knowledge, but I was scared to put it into action. Or I had a lot of knowledge, but I didn't really understand it, so I couldn't put it into action. Or I had a lot of knowledge, but I wasn't sure how to put it into action. Or I had a lot of knowledge, but I just didn't think that putting it into action would actually help me, right? So, well, how does that work? Mr. Kitten Baba writes, he accidentally drank toilet water. I guess that's knowing you shouldn't do something and then doing it, right? That's just as bad. So you share a very good point. So Kitten Bobber knows he should not be drinking toilet water, but did it anyway, right? And then that's the same thing. That's also the same thing as not knowing at all, right? Men and women both have problems with being maybe with their steady boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife, and they cheat on the side. That is a situation where you know if you have a steady girlfriend or boyfriend, you shouldn't be cheating. And then you do it anyway. That's the same thing as not knowing at all. So it always confuses me when I hear people saying, oh my God, I cheated on her and she found out. And then, well, what did you expect? What did you expect? You shouldn't have been doing that in the first place. So Mr. Kitten Bobby, you shouldn't have been drinking that toilet water. So if it tasted bad, your fault. Your fault. One time I put my hand in the toilet water to play with the water. All right, Evelyn. Toilet water is not that dirty. It depends. If you had to drink it, you'd probably be okay. But I recommend you don't drink toilet water. Don't do it. I am giving you the knowledge right now. Things not to do. Do not drink toilet water. Don't put your hand in the toilet water. Don't do drugs. Don't drink alcohol. Don't smoke cigarettes. Don't smoke e-cigarettes. Stop vaping. Don't overeat. Don't undereat. Don't cut yourself. Don't try to kill yourself. Don't drive drunk. Don't drive without a license. I could go on and on with the many don'ts that you should not do. Now you have the knowledge, so you should know not to do those things. All right. I used to race my Hot Wheels down the toilet and flush it at the same time. That's funny, Stoner's Code. That's kind of funny. You guys used to have those little tracks, the Hot Wheels tracks, and you went right into the toilet and then flushed it? That's funny. Some chocolate in it. Uh-oh, Kitten Bobber. Yuck, yuck, yuck. That's why I stay single. Can have fun with nice friend and woman. Yeah, but you can still get into trouble because I know, Funsky, at least one time in the last 2 years, some girl fell for you. And you had to break that girl's heart. Don't lie. I know it happened. I fall when it comes to all those. Was not yummy. Tell Mr. Tushbet that one time I rubbed my you flushed your toothbrush down the toilet. Mr. Toothbrush is not going to be happy to hear that. Let me tell you that, Evelyn. Mr. Toothbrush will not be happy to hear that you flush the toothbrush down the toilet. By the way, I think the next character that you guys are going to see, the next one I'm going to do is Kino Surf. Because Kino Surf hasn't put on his wig in a long time. So that's probably going to happen. Maybe later tonight. We will have to see. Have to see what happens with that. By the way, please click like if you haven't. Please subscribe. Would love you to join my channel. My name is MonroeMann, and we got a lot of adventures to go on together. I'm going to repeat our theme for today again. Knowledge and not doing is the same as not knowing at all. But I think the biggest problem though is not, as I said, I don't think the problem is that people have knowledge and they don't use it. I think people don't have knowledge today in general. All of you guys watching, I don't care what age you are. I don't care if you're 5 years old, 10 years old, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. Doesn't matter, right? Read more books. Because I don't think any of your problem is not putting knowledge into action. I think for most of you, it's you're not getting enough knowledge on a daily basis. Read. Watch educational YouTube videos. I'm an educational YouTube video. So you're actually learning something by being with me. And you're gaining some knowledge. So that's great. But I'm not always here. You should be reading books constantly, building up your own knowledge, your store of knowledge as best you possibly can. Flush some Kristen down the toilet, cry about it. I'm sorry. I hope you didn't flush the dish down the toilet and it was alive, Evelyn. E39, what are your suggestions? What suggestions about what? I need to know what your comment is or your topic is. I've been given lots of suggestions for this whole live stream. You talking about which books you should read? Public schools these days are terrible. Better to homeschool your kids. I honestly think if I have kids, I'm not sending them to public school. I think homeschooling is a much better thing. The only downside is they don't get access to other people. But honestly, I feel like a lot of times all that happens with schools these days is kids get bullied. It's like, so why are you going to send these kids to this public school and get them bullied and the schools do nothing? I feel like that's the explanation for the bullying problem in all our schools. Knowing and not doing is the same as not knowing at all. Because they know, all these schools know that bullying happens constantly and they don't do anything. And it's horrible that so many of our children are killing themselves because of these horrible, mean bullies. Just absolutely terrible. So E39, yeah, I could recommend lots of books for you to read. Depends what you want. I mean, definitely. Here, you should read all these books on my bookshelf. India, A History, The Daily Laws, Checklist for Life, Every Landlord's Legal Guide, L'Art du Bonheur, that's a book in French, Introduction to Private Investigation, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Another French book, this one is Les 5 blessures qui empêchent d'être soi-même. Another French book, Combat et métaphores d'une femme. Secrets of the Master Prospectors, Modern Front-End Development for Rails, LLC or Corporation, Day Trading Online, $1 Million Financial Services Practice, Laws of Human Nature, Managing Property Against the Odds, The Remarkable Story of Risk, 9 Steps to Financial Freedom, Dalio's Life and Work Principles, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. Here's some more. Masters of Sales, Trade Like a Stock Market Wizard, The Case for the Real Jesus, Represent Yourself in Court, Trademarks, Finding Great Tenants, Lockpicking, Day Trading, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, Investments Don't Hug, The Road to Ruin, What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School. I can recommend a ton of books. I barely speak English. I can't read French. So I would recommend read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I recommend you read any of my books. Go to Amazon.com and search MonroeMann. If you put MonroeMann author page, it'll show you all of my books. Oh yeah, Atlas Shrugged is very good. My favorite book though by her is Anthem. That's probably my favorite book of all time. Funsky, have you read Anthem? It's very short. You can get it as a PDF for free online. You probably read it in one day. It's only about 150 pages or so. But it's fantastic. Such a great story. You have Duolingo. I think what's better than Duolingo is Busuu, Busoo, and Drops, Drops. If you use Busuu and Drops, I think you'll get a really good base in the language, including a lot of grammar and listening. Evelyn says, my favorite is The Creep Over. That was my first favorite book. There are more chapters. The book, I haven't read it, but now that you recommend it. Vansky, you let me know if you liked Anthem more than Atlas Shrugged. I'm very curious. I think it is so, it's such a short story, short book. It's more like a novella. But oh man, great story, amazing. Excuse me. I was like, as you could tell, I'm still a little bit sick. Well, I'm glad, guys, we're talking about different books to read, because now we're talking about building knowledge. Now we're talking about building knowledge and becoming. Yeah, I got to go drink some more water. Thanks, Evelyn. I can always count on you to remind me to drink proper water. Because if you don't drink too much, if I don't drink enough water, I am going, oh. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Let me go grab something to drink here. Yes, yummy water, yummy water. Thinking about knowledge, I still have no knowledge about how to get the number of viewers back up to 25, 30 like I had 2.5 weeks ago. It's very fickle, this YouTube algorithm. It's like, how am I going to get new subscribers? All of you guys found me randomly when things were popping. But how are people going to find me now? I don't get it. It's very, very strange. Evelyn says, I'd say dress up funny. You think that would get me lots of... But I don't even know if I'm getting recommended anymore in the streams. Sometimes I'll get new people. Sometimes... But I mean, most of the time, look, we've been having a smaller group. The first time you met me was with the wig. You mean the beautiful hair. Well, thank you, Evelyn. Have you seen me with the hair, with the wig since then, or not yet? Maybe we'll do that later tonight. Say dress fine. No, wow. Okay, so either tonight or tomorrow, Kino Surf will be back just for you, Evelyn. I got to think of some offline strategy to get more people to join the YouTube channel. I'm not quite sure. And people who are interested in self-development, people who are interested in comedy, people who are interested in finance and politics and world affairs. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But I will do that soon for you. Evelino. No problemo, Evelino. And Knowledge and not doing is the same as not knowing at all. I really hope all of you will find a good self-development book. So something about history, something about something about finance, something about investing, something about psychology, philosophy, business development, business growth, career growth, and read that book and then put an actual plan into place how you're going to use that in your daily life. Because those are the two keys. You need to learn every single day, and then every day you need to apply what you just learned. Those are the two keys to success, ladies and gentlemen. So how can history help with self-development? Because there's an expression, I don't remember who said it. It says, those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. I'm going to say that again. Those who do not know history are doomed to repeat it. Meaning, the more you can learn about history, the more you can learn about how other people and other countries and other governments and other investors and other entrepreneurs and other actors, whatever, failed before, so that you can avoid doing what they did before that caused your failure. By the same token, you can look at all these same people and say, wow, what did the Roman Empire do to become so successful? What can the American government do to emulate that? What can the Turkish government do to emulate that? But then you also look at the fact that the Roman Empire collapsed and it's gone now. So if you read history, you can figure out, well, what was it about the Roman Empire how did they overreach so that it ended up becoming a collapsed empire? You can read absolutely any history book, and I guarantee you will learn some lesson for your life. Even if you read, look, I'm reading this book right here. This is a book about the American Revolution. I guarantee you, every 5 pages, there is a valuable life lesson for me and for you. That's the thing. Most people read history most people do everything in their life without looking at it through the lens of how can I learn from this? That's what you need to do, is look at every history book, every person you meet. How can I learn from this person? Most people look at a homeless person and think, I want to get away from this person. I can learn nothing from this person. But if you look carefully, you can learn from a homeless person. What can you learn? You can learn that you can live on very, very little. You can learn that you don't need a home in which to survive. You don't have to live in a home to survive. You can learn that you can wear the same clothes every day and survive. You can learn that you technically don't need a job to survive in this world. I'm not saying any of us should want to live like a homeless person, but we can learn some lessons from that and realize we don't need a lot of the stuff that we think we do. Same thing by looking at a history book. You read what these people did and go, wow, that's a good lesson. I'm not going to do that. Or, that's a good lesson. I'm going to make sure I do that as well so I can be successful like that person. Evelyn says, I'm going to learn some 5th grade stuff so I can already be ready for it. I don't think you should think of learning 5th grade stuff, Evelyn. I think you should start thinking about learning adult things now. Start learning about how to invest in the stock market. Start learning about how to negotiate with people. Start learning about how to start a business. Start learning about how to do advertising and marketing. Any of the stuff that you can learn now while you're still younger, before you really have to learn it, while things are less stressful, so much better. What a much better situation. Doesn't matter if you're 10. There are some YouTubers who are 7 years old, 6 years old, and they're making millions of dollars. There are some kids who are 10 who are starring in movies right now that are being shot in Hollywood. So, you could do a lot of things at 10 years old. And I'm giving you knowledge right now. I'm telling you that you can do a lot at 10. Remember the quote for today: knowledge and not doing is the same thing as not doing not knowing at all. What can you do? You can ask your mom to get you some books on, get the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. There's a book actually called Rich Kid, Poor Kid. Rich Kid, Poor Kid. It's actually a book on managing money for 5th graders and 6th graders and 7th graders. Ask your mom if you can get the book Rich Kid, Poor Kid. You will love it. And then Evelyn, you tell me what you think of that book. You tell me if you think that book is a great book. That's your homework. Ask your mom to buy you the book Rich Kid, Poor Kid. Cool? Cool. Mr. Kid and Bobber, I will not be showing you my abs, but they're looking pretty good. Just read it on Google. No, you're not going to read it on Google. Get a real book, Evelyn. Be old school. Real winners read books. Real winners read books. Get the book Rich Kid, Poor Kid. So, all right, guys, I am going to sign off for now. Wonderful to see you guys. Hope you learned something from this. I'll say that quote again. Knowledge and not doing. This is not Billy. My name is MonroeMann. I know, Evelyn. How are you? You came in right as I was heading off. I was reminding everybody, knowledge and not doing is the same thing as not knowing at all. So, I want you guys to, number one, learn something new every day. Try to increase your knowledge. And number two, always remember that knowledge is useless by itself. It's the use of that knowledge productively that is going to be very, very helpful for you. I definitely miss you, of course, because you're my fan, Evelyn. Please stop calling me Billy. My name is MonroeMann. Billy Bob wears the hat, remember? My name's not Billy. But Evelino. Oh gosh, now Lego RRS is here. Makes me keep having to keep live streaming a little bit. So, no, it's okay. Billy Bob is just one of the characters that I play. But me, I'm MonroeMann. It's my channel. And sometimes we do Billy Bob. Sometimes we do Kino Surf. Sometimes we do other ones. Lego RRS, how are you doing? Good to see you. By the way, Lego and Evelyn, Ribeiro, please click like. We should get to 9 likes then. Double tap the screen or click the like button so we can get up to 9 like-a-dells. What does that mean? You say day, you bill, so sorry. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I will soon be back. All right, well, at least you gave me the like. We got 8 likes. Lego, can you click the like button too? Come on, Lego. We need 1 more like. We need 1 more like. I'm going to count down from 10. We got to get to 9 likes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0.9. Hey, we're at 9. Hooray. We hit 9 likes. Good job, Ribeiro. Good job, Lego. Very, very good. So yeah, guys, I gotta run. I gotta go get some dinner. I'm I'm a hungry boy. I'm a hungry boy. I will see you guys later. Maybe I'll see you on a live stream tonight. It has been awesome. I see 8 likes, but if you guys see 10, that's fantastic as well. Thank you so much. Remember to click like, subscribe. Visit my website, MonroeMann.com. And if you want to know more about me, just put me in Google, Yahoo, Bing, Monroe Man. That's right. Be sure to give you some food. You need food, Evelyn? I'll get you some food. I'll send it via Uber Eats. It will be there maybe 2-3 hours. Later, Kitten Bobber. Great to see all you guys. Bye. Thanks for your support.